Hey folks, it's Dave over at Table Slayer. If you don't know me, I built a tool called Table Slayer that allows you to sort of set up D&D maps on your digital map cases, lets you edit things like Fog of War, remove stuff, all that kind of fun stuff. Anyways, today I am talking about a different tool that I built. I took a short sidetrack onto this one because I've been getting really interested in physical war games. I like the sort of tactile nature of it. For people that don't know, most digital or most war games come with a whole lot of pieces. So for example, here we're looking at D-Day at Omaha Beach, and we've got the counters that are in here. I built this with this new tool that I built that I'm calling Counter Slayer, which basically just is a way to generate a bunch of STLs based upon whatever you need, and then it puts a nice little box around it so that you can shake them up. Nothing's really going to happen to it. If you don't know much about war games, like I said, they've got these counters. This is for a different game made by the same person, John Butterfield over here. And you basically would come through, count them all out, figure out what you want within a stack. So the way that Counter Slayer is set up is you set up an individual box here. We've got D-Day at Omaha Beach set up. Then we've got individual trays. So for example, just for the game markers that we've set up, and that's this top tray that's set up here, we don't have too much that's in there. Let me get this rearranged for you. And if we come through and look at the markers that are set up here, let me move this up as well. You'll see that we've got a phase turn, a naval gunfire. We've got climb, clear, smoke, command transfer, garrison, and disrupted. And these are all labeled within the tool. And we say, well, are they a square? Are they a hexagon? What's the setup for them? And then how many are in each stack? And then what that allows us to do is you'll see that we can measure it all out so that they all lay flush. It will automatically put your finger holes in here so that you can easily grab these types of things. Like I said, they'll stick around. It even puts, if we look at the bottom of these things pretty decently, one nice thing that it does, and it's hard to do this on touch, move this thing, you'll see that it's also naming the bottoms of each one of these trays, and then also putting it within our box as well. And that's really easy to see here. We've got these easy finger holes that make it easy to pull these types of things out. And then we sort of know, even based on shape, where we want to go. Now you may be wondering, why are we using sort of this empty space that's here? There is an option within the tool, if you come into it, within that box area, that says fill empty space. You could, if you wanted to, turn that off. So here I'm just going to go ahead and regenerate our tray, and what you'll see, it's so hard to figure out. I'm not used to this one with touch, and really it's probably more of a desktop tool, but you'll see that it can, if you want, create empty spaces where those are, or you come through, you turn that stuff off, fill those empty spaces, regenerate it, and then what you'll see once that button hits, there we go. It goes ahead and generates everything out there. Now, if you did happen to make a bunch of small ones that would happen to fit, it will auto sort these, so they don't necessarily need to all be in a line like this. You may be wondering too, why are there only 2 things for each stack? And that's because if anybody who's messed around with war games quite a bit, it's really hard to get these things in and out, and you always want accessible finger holes on it. It even has options if you want. If we look within our tooling here, you can add what's called an edge loaded stack as well. So I'm going to add 2 of these here on my markers one. We'll go ahead and hit regenerate on it. And then what you'll see is that we've created on our model here, it's actually done edge-based stack, so they'll line up this way. Sometimes that's useful. It really depends upon what you've got. It can do all different types of sizing. So again, if you haven't done much with war games, they tend to have very different size markers depending upon who makes the games. Now you'll notice these 2 games have the same size markers. That's because they're made by Decision Games here. But to do a quick measurement, all you gotta do is get yourself your handy digital caliper, come through, do a sizing on it. Let me get it lined up correctly. And you'll see this one's right around 15.75. I've got it here as 15.9. That's probably a little more accurate, or my zeroing is off. There we go. And then if we were to do the actual thickness of it, we're going to get 1.8, and you can see that's the thickness that's set there. You can set your counter sizes globally within the tool here on this left side. Then you set your box size. The nice thing about setting that box size, you'll notice that the wall here on this side is thinner than this wall here. And the reason for something like that, even though these fit as they do, let me put them all back in there so you can kind of see it, is that we want this box to fit perfectly within this box. And that's me purposefully measuring this stuff outside, then taking it and putting it in this custom size part where I set both the width and the height, because I need the height to work with not only the board game itself, but with the rule book. And so, you know, again, this is a pretty small, really esoteric tool, but man, is this a game changer if you have a 3D printer and you want to export a bunch of STLs. It auto labels everything. It auto formats, so it'll even arrange these things however you want, though you can drag and drop to get the ordering however you want within it. And like most things I build, the source here is set with a permissive license. It's set for MIT. If you want to set up your own games within it, jump into the static folder you'll see in projects. I've got one here for Omaha, so this is for this game. As I add more games, I'm just gonna like preset a bunch of these. This took me about 10 minutes to do probably the first time, but then if enough people do this, we can have like loads where it'll just automatically go and load each individual game. So you can see it reset and removed our edge side on that bit. Anyways, really cool. Again, let's put these all back, pull it out, put these things to our upside down test. I probably already did an upside down test, but it's one of the most fun things to do here. The other nice part you'll notice is it's got an automatic rail system. So when you look at it here, we've got edges fully on this side, but one side's left open. And so that rail sort of closes itself up so that it doesn't open. Shake it, do whatever you want. You can see those finger holes there with the labeling. Pull it back up, and we're pretty good, except for, of course, my one missing phase icon. So that's it. If you enjoy this stuff, like I said, check out counterslayer.com. If you play D&D, boy, you're gonna like Table Slayer. It's really cool as well. I'll see y'all. Have a good time.